Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bitch Bible podcast. I'm Jackie Schimmel, writer and creator of blog turned podcast, The Bitch Bible. One of these days, I will come up with a quippier intro, but bear with me. In the meantime, I am a day late, but no bitchiness short. Sorry, I was delayed. How cute is this, guys? I mean, this just happened, so I just have to purge my system. Because, I don't want to actually have, face-to-face communication and tell this story to anybody, so I'm just going to tell it to you. Andrew is, the only person I know who has had a life insurance policy since he was 27 because he's just so anal retentive, it's beyond. I mean, who has a fucking life insurance policy? It's ridiculous. I'm totally against it, but whatever. He's got one. So I found out this morning that he had me listed as his beneficiary before we were even engaged. I was his beneficiary. I mean, I can't even believe it. I'm so flattered and in awe that he actually trusts me that much. That's love, guys. I almost teared up. I didn't, but I thought about it. Is that the cutest fucking thing? I want to punch him in the face. I mean, I didn't let him know that I thought that was really sweet. You know, I'm keeping a cool exterior, cool wife. But yeah, that's so fucking cute. But how annoying is it to have a life insurance policy at 27? Waste of fucking money. I mean, whatever. Anyways, moving on. Let's do a little catch up on life. How annoying is it that after you get married, all people talk about is when you're going to have fucking kids? People always told me that this was going to happen, but I'm really, really in the peak of it right now, and I cannot even tell you how fucking annoying it is. Is it so just out of reach that I really love our life right now and I want to travel and I'm not putting my fucking fetus or baby in business class? Let me just tell you something. When I do have a fucking kid, I'm going to put that fucker in coach. When I see kids in business and first class, I guffaw. I don't understand it. I think it's ridiculous. Where are they going to go? Stick that fucker in coach, right? Anyways, my life's so fun right now. Let me fucking live sans baby. People always think that I don't like kids just because, I think there's a time and place for them. And I don't love them poolside. If I'm at a nice hotel, I don't want to see a kid fucking splashing all over my blow dry and diluting my Bloody Mary. I believe in kid-free zones, kid-free restaurants, kid-free hotels. I'm going to have them. But I'm not someone that, looks at every baby and thinks they're all beautiful. I saw a baby the other day. Oh, my God. And my girlfriend's like, oh, my God, look how cute that baby is. Oh, foaming at the mouth, her ovaries exploding. I'm like, that kid straight up looks like it crawled out of American Horror Story Roanoke. Out of a cave. That's a Roanoke motherfucking baby. And then I don't want to give this mother false hope. So she saddles him up to, John Robert Powers modeling agency and tries to whore her baby out because she thinks this baby is such a gift from God. Aesthetically, not great. You know what I would tell my kid if I had a kid that looked like that? Let's work on your personality. Give you some chutzpah. Builds character. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. But, I like some kids. People would be surprised to know that I actually worked at a summer camp as a camp counselor for 7 or 8 years. That's a long fucking time. I dedicated my whole summer to children, to enriching the lives of young adults. That's what I did for 7 years. I was the only female counselor with a group of 12-year-old boys, which was very interesting. Imagine 20 12-year-old boys. They were getting their penises stuck in the pool, the pool heater. It was a little hole. I literally had a camper get his pee-pee stuck in there. And I had to fucking leverage him out. And then we had to call his parents. They would hump things. It was super, super weird. Lots of boner. It was just disgusting. That'll turn you off having kids for at least a couple decades, let me tell you. Actually, what was funny is that Maxi Poo of the Bitch Bible podcast, Fame and Glory, I think he's a 2-time or maybe a 3-time co-host. He also hates children. We don't hate children. We just we don't love them all. Just like humans. Kids are humans. I'm not an ageist, okay? I'm not going to discriminate and treat children different than I would treat other adults. You know what I'm saying? Think about that rationalization. Sit on that for a second, okay? Poo Poo, aka Max, was also a counselor, and he duct taped a little girl to the floor while she was napping because he thought she was homophobic. And I mean, if that's not the best story ever, if this girl gets a stand-up career, I mean, there you go. You're welcome. Can you imagine duct taping a 5-year-old to the carpet? Oh, it was bad. It was pretty bad, but it built character, I think. And you know what? Now that I'm like thinking back to my camp counselor days, I should probably sue RuPaul because I for sure created the concept of RuPaul's Drag Race. When I was a camp counselor, I was, trying to blur sexual preference lines. I was very a young advocate of LGBTQ way back when. I used to make my boys dress up like in drag all the time. We had the funniest, like, the camp finale where all the parents come. One year I did Milkshake. It was a hybrid of Milkshake and Bossy. And they all wore like my clothes. And it was steamy and it was fucking sticky. And that shit would never fly in 2017. But circa 2005, all good. The parents loved it. It was hilarious. It was very progressive. I also did this thing when I was just lazy and I didn't want to like play sports with them. This was an all camp activity. I called it Jackie's Work It Challenge. And we had like a little stage area where we would do shows and stuff. Is this getting insular? I don't care. I'm going to keep telling the story because like I had an epiphany while watching Drag Race the other day. So what I would do is for like a half an hour, it was called like choice time where the kids could swim or play sports or do an activity, whatever the fuck they wanted. The kids would get on the stage. I would select a song, very a la RuPaul's Drag Race. It was usually something, like Kylie Minogue or Spice Girls or Backstreet Boys or whatever the fuck I felt. Tupac. And the point of the game was to have the kids get on stage and keep my interest. So they had to work it. And I had a siren, like a megaphone with a siren. And when they lost my interest or they stopped working it, they would be disqualified. So that's just something to think about. You guys are probably all really happy that you never sent your kids to that summer camp. Or maybe you wish they did go to that camp. I mean, I think I really broadened horizons. Progressive as fuck. You're fucking welcome, kids. Okay, enough about me. This is getting boring. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out of my system because I was like, holy fuck. Me and RuPaul, kindred spirits. Can we get her on this motherfucking podcast? I'm obsessed with RuPaul. Since I was a child, Tu Wong Fu. Ugh. Okay. Let's talk about last week's Real Housewives of New York because it was so epic. I mean, I'm still getting over it. It was a whole week ago and I've already watched it 78 times maybe. I made my dad watch it. I made Andrew watch it. I've made everybody watch it. Everyone. Like, if you didn't believe in Roni before, you got to believe in Roni now. More happens in 15 minutes of The Real Housewives of New York than 2 seasons of Potomac. Like, this is how it's done, bitches. Even Real Housewives of Orange County. I mean, I'm a little trepidatious, big word, because of the whole season trailer, everything's been shown in the first 3 episodes. So I'm scared for Orange County, but we'll get to that later. From Ramonia grabbing the rooms like savage animals without food or water for months. And then Tinsley and her 2008 maxi dresses. And then fucking legend Luann. Luann brings it on these vacations. She is a Nash Trej. Got me? Nash Trej. Unbelievable. Like, I don't even know where to begin. Bethany seemed just irritated the whole time. It is a little bit of a cliquey situation. My highlights were Ramona's face with her heart-to-heart seaside, talking about the tides and Ramonia and her. The tides go in and out. And I'm like, I'm not following you, but I'm into it. And the only thing we really need to talk about is Luann being so fucking wasted. I mean, cringe sweats, but like happy cringe sweats, like elation. I was dying. I've never seen her like that. I like how I'm talking about her like we're fucking neighbors. We never get to see Luann and her alleged, like, slob kebabness. You know what I mean? So that was exciting to watch. When she fell in those bushes, and then Ramona, you know what? People said that it was rude that Ramona didn't help her up after she fell, not once, but twice. But I actually think that Ramona was downplaying Luann's stupor, which I appreciated. She was like, oh, you should have taken the steps. I took the railway. Why are you I mean, I'm not going to try to do an impression because like that's not really my jam. There's nothing worse than a shitty impression, right? Everybody tries and only certain people succeed. So all the people that are trying, just stop. Shady on a Wednesday. Fuck. So I think that Ramona, when she was like trying to make it like, oh, you just misstepped, like you weren't drunk. I think she was downplaying Luann's drunkenness, which was actually nice. And then, of course, she got Alfredo, or what was his name? Cece, to come help Luann out of the Mexican hedges, which was so, oh my God, when she hit that fucking cement, she hit it hard, right on her cheek, right on her not her African American, her Native American high cheekbone. That was scary. That was some scary shit. I'm so over her maxi dresses. I'm so over her motherfucking statement necklaces. I can't do it. I am done with the ponchos. I'm done with the wraps. I'm done with her haircut. But I'm not at all. Like, I'm obsessed with her and I want her to never fucking change, Luann. I don't know if we talked about this or not. The Page 6 article of her slapping Tom in a restaurant, and then she went on Watch What Happens Live and said it was just like a lover's quarrel. This shit's on the rocks. On the fucking rocks, like a skinny girl margarita. I give it 6 months. I mean, I hope that they stay together forever. I root for love. But no. I'm going to go no on this one. I'm going to go a hard no. Mrs. D'Agostino, please put that shirt up for sale when and if and when they part ways. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let's talk about Real Housewives of Orange County. I gotta tell ya, Shannon Bedore is getting on my last nerve. I miss Alexis Bellino. I say it every week. Where in the world is Alexis Bellino? I miss her. I don't miss Gretchen Rossi with her Gretchen Christine handbags that she is still motherfucking hawking with her frosty lipstick. I don't miss her, but I do miss Alexis Bellino and her Alexis Couture by Tal Shen and her frosted lipstick. Just saying. Okay. Shannon blows a fucking O-ring when Lydia says like some throwaway comment about Shannon acting like Vicky. And she didn't actually say just Shannon. She said, you guys are kind of being like Vicky. I don't really know exactly what she said, but the way Shannon escalates every conversation is frightening / admirable. She takes something so small, such a throwaway comment, and she makes it this catastrophic whirlwind. And I don't know why. She needs to get that feng shui lady to come back because it is clearly not working. And maybe if she was on a harsh diet or something, I could understand because I get hangry. Maybe she's just hangry. But still, inexcusable. David's like running after her into the limo. Shannon is completely dramatizing the entire dialogue of the conversation. Also, Shannon, Lydia is friends with Vicky, so for her to say you're acting like her isn't exactly an insult. It's not like she said you're being like Osama bin Laden, for fuck's sake. I'm over this. I'm over it. Shannon Bedore's behavior is classic deflection. It's very victim. Very victim, and I don't do that shit. Not down. She can't keep blaming Vicky for her weight gain. Like, that's ridiculous. You gained weight because you're eating your feelings. And I understand. I feel a real disconnect between Shannon and David. It feels very season 1. She just needs to start giving him ample blowjobs. That's how you compensate for weight gain. Hot tip. Ladies, take that with you on your fucking journey, okay? I feel bad for Shannon. Really bad for Shannon. But also, this is a self-inflicted problem. So the excess tears are hard for me. You know, there are children born without legs, left in sewers to survive off of, I don't know, raccoons, street raccoons, you know? Like third world countries. Like there are people dying and suffering of starvation and born with deformities and orphans and people who just a lot of shit, okay? A lot of fucking shit. Perspective is everything. Shannon just has this whole like woe is me life mentality that's just non-productive and uninspiring. This doesn't just happen overnight. I just don't do well with people complaining about things that they actually have control over. You know what I'm saying? There are people who have medical disasters, thyroid problems, who gain a lot of weight, and they don't have the luxury of a personal holistic trainer. So, whatever. That's all I got to say about that. But I do feel for her. I mean, I can't imagine that. Living that publicly with a husband who seems wildly disinterested in you. But, you know, that's what I'm saying. Just blowjobs, girl. Blowjobs. Okay. It's like an appetite suppressant, too, you know? Silver linings everywhere. A whole bunch of other shit happened, but like, this isn't a fucking recap podcast. So let me just touch on the highlights. I hate when I recap these shows and then people are like, you didn't talk about this. Like, this isn't a recap podcast. Go elsewhere. This is just a passion project, okay? So let me just talk about the things that stick out to me. Quantity over quality. I mean, quality over quantity. Okay, first off, I have to say, I have been to The Quiet Woman quite a few times. They do a very nice tableside Caesar, despite the Yelp reports. It's a total local spot. I've been going there since I was a kid. My grandparents have a house right next to it. Local spot. Anyways, Lydia fully climaxes on the way to dinner in Peggy's Ferrari. And I just had this scary visual of her and Doug having like Gumby Jesus sex, and it burned. I just couldn't get over it. Whatever. So they're having dinner. They're mending fences. What's her face? Shannon and Lydia have a come to Jesus moment. Everything's hunky-dory. They're getting along. They're having wine. They're eating lamb. Yada, yada, yada. Then fucking Kelly Dodd walks in. Now, people say this is planned. People say she knew that they were going to be there. Her defense on Watch What Happens Live is that she goes there all the time. She was there super, super late. She was, assumed they were done filming. Also, she was not mic'd, and she immediately ran into the bathroom to, like, get her shit together because it looked aesthetically like she was not ready to be filmed. Her hair was a mess. She was hammered, or as she likes to say, MC hammered. Ugh, embarrassing. Cringe sweats. So Shannon and her have this awkward run-in in the bathroom. And Shannon just immediately addresses her weight gain because they haven't seen each other in 6 months. And they're off again. Kelly gets upset because she walks in, and I guess Shannon goes, seriously? Which I can understand, like, you haven't seen someone and then you're being ambushed in a bathroom after you've gained a bunch of weight, and Kelly is, like, hammered, and it's just a whole fucking thing. So much happened. It's, like, hard to even recap. Some highlights. The praying in the bathroom with Lydia. Like, if you're gonna pray, do not do it in a fluorescent lit bathroom. I didn't even understand the prayer, like, help her find her light. Like, come on, this is fucking dinner. You signed up for this reality show. You are getting paid to interact with these women. Prayers unnecessary. Save the prayers for, world peace or something like that. This is ridiculous. Like, I can't. It's ridiculous. Somebody needs to get Jesus Christ a sequin gown, a tagline, a blow dry, and a fucking orange, because Jesus is a housewife. at this point. Jesus has more of a storyline than like half of these girls combined. I mean, it's a drinking game. Every time they say Jesus, it's like Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Can we get a Jew on the show? I mean, Orange County is very, very Gentile, I will say. Very Gentile, very white. But the Jesus thing, like Jesus doesn't belong on the Real Housewives franchise. Like don't drag him into this, okay? You know what I'm saying? Just don't. Oh, so then Kelly gets to the table and things start escalating and she says, maybe you need some hormones for your body because Shannon basically is like, leave my table. Then Shannon rebuttals, I let you use the turlet first. She didn't say turlet. That's just what I call the toilet. Like letting her go to the bathroom first. I mean, I confided in you. Leave my table. Kelly gets up and says, keep eating. And then Shannon goes, read between the lines, but doesn't actually do the 3 fingers, just does the 1 finger, which I appreciated. Like keeping it so PC up in the Q dub. Can't deal. And then my favorite line of, I mean, maybe ever for Real Housewives of Orange County is, this isn't even my plate, you fucking bitch. Which is something that I'm going to say for the rest of my life. I mean, unbelievable. Oh my God. And then Kelly doing the blowfish on the door while Tamara and like Shannon are having a heart-to-heart outside. Or maybe it was Lydia and who knows? There was some heart-to-heart going on outside. And you just see Kelly Dodd like putting her mouth up against the fucking door of this local steakhouse. Like, what? I don't get it. You're so weird. What's going on? Like, why are you doing this? I love you, but I hate you, but I'm confused by you, but I'm into it. Like, it was so weird. There's no other words. And maybe I should have a better word than weird, writer girl, but it was just odd, but amazing. Like, very Manic Monday. Can't deal. So Tamara is basically empowering Shannon by saying that Kelly Dodd should just go suck some balls, some hairy balls. And I mean, just thinking here, if Kelly's husband's balls match the lobby or whatever you call the drapes, even though he doesn't have drapes, so let's just call it like, you know, a marble lobby, they're probably hairless because he's bald. Bald head, bald balls. Isn't that how that works? I don't know. I'm not a biologist. Oh, I'm in a good mood today. Okay, you know what? I'm going to say 2 things that are not going to sit well with you, but I degaff on a Wednesday. 1, I think Kelly Dodd is great for this show. Not in life, but for this show, she keeps it spicy. I mean, she definitely keeps it lowbrow. 100% the reason Heather Dubrow did not come back this season is because of Kelly Dodd. I would put my life on it. I think that she's definitely cheapened the brand, but also made it slightly more. I mean, the blowfish on the door, you can't write this shit. Like, who's going to do that? She's definitely low and plays dirty, but oh, she's so unapologetic and she's just not smart. She has to go low because she doesn't have the brain power. She's not articulate enough to slice up verbal assault in a pretty package, which is what housewives are for. It's a specialty of mine. It's why I love the show so much. She doesn't have the Bethany Frankel tactic. She just doesn't. So she's got to go low and like talk about hairy chins and, you know, weight gain, which is not great in life, but great for the show. Okay. Here's my second one. I hate the song Praying by Kesha. Like, you know, this is Lydia's fucking ringback tone. And you know how I feel about a motherfucking ringback tone. I don't like the song. I think it's, I don't know. It's too on the nose for me. It feels like taking advantage of a situation. Not taking advantage. Oh my God, I'm going to get my ass ripped apart for saying this. No, I feel for her. I support her. I'm a feminist. I just don't like the song. I'm not going to glorify it just because of her Dr. Luke shit. Like TikTok with a K. I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to move on from this because I can already feel the emails flooding in. Jesus Christ. There's something that Oprah, this woman was on Oprah, and I'm not like a huge Oprah fan. I never watched Oprah. I mean, I like her, but I didn't watch the show. It felt self-indulgent after she had the Hermes people come on because they wouldn't let her buy a Birkin or something. I was like, not relatable, too insular. I'm done with you, Opes, for a while. Although I did like when she went camping with Gail and the Moscow Mules. I kind of watched that. Am I getting, like, does anyone know what I'm talking about here? Like, this is when I do my own podcast without a guest, I get in a vortex. I don't even know what I've talked about. I've fully blacked out during this entire thing. Anyways, Oprah had this woman on who escaped kind of like an abduction sort of a thing. I guess this guy was like sexually assaulting this woman, and she mind fucked him. She gone girled his ass by pretending that she was in love with him, which totally threw off the whole thing. So if you were going to get kidnapped as a sex slave, pretend to fall in love with the person and then say, I want to run away together. Let's start a life together. Let me get my money out. I want to, you got to really, really convince them. Gone girl this shit. Let them think that you're in love with them and you trust them and you've never felt love like this before. You want to start a new life. Let's go to Canada. Have them drop you off at the bank. I've thought about this, okay? Have them drop you off at the bank. To say that you're taking out all your money so you can flee and get out of town, very romantic. Then you get in that motherfucking bank. You say, I've been abducted. Call the police. Pretend like you're getting money out. And then you trap that motherfucker. And in a rape situation, I mean, this is probably really, really inappropriate to say, but part of the rapists like resistance. So if you pretend like you're super into it, I would assume that they would not be as aggressive. They like the resistance. This was on Oprah. I'm not saying this. I'm just repeating what I heard. And carry mace, girls, and get a Gone Girl sweatshirt at thebitchbible.com. Click shop. Just so people know what fucking time it is. I was so afraid of being like abducted or kidnapped or like sexually assaulted in college. I maced 3 people. And people got really upset when I talked about this on my podcast like years ago. But it's legal and I have the right to defend myself. And, whatever. I thought I was being followed. I got scared. I pulled the trigger. And you know what? There was a gust of wind and I got a little bit of mace in my eyes. So the universe is right. Okay, it's fair. And I don't know what these guys... Why are you following me at 2 a.m.? Right? Anyways, this is going to get me nowhere. Anyways, okay, what are we talking about? Let's do a Gone Girl news update. Just on theme here. There was this story on Huffington Post about a woman and a married couple, and the wife finds out that her husband is having an affair. So for her personal justice, she shoved, it actually says she rammed, which is an interesting verb, rammed chili peppers up the mistress's vagina, which to me seems like a lot of manual labor. And I also want to know, like, what kind of peppers? Were they organic? Were they locally sourced? Were they from a farmer's market? If I was going to shove a pepper up a mistress's vagina, I'd probably like go for a jalapeno, just because they're stiffer and they're thicker than a serrano. A bell pepper would be interesting, but I think it's a little too mild and you want that shit to sting, I hope that she fucked up her husband. We got to stop going directly for the females. You need to first punish the person that has loyalty to you. And I don't want to promote, because I see in like these groups, I'm not promoting like fucking up somebody's life, but like you want to do it stealthy so it makes you feel better. It's not about ruining their life. It's about making you feel like justice was served in a legal way. And you don't want to be the girl that's like screaming at a club and like crying and like throwing shit. You want to be the girl sipping a top shelf cocktail in some silk pajamas with an eye mask at home, doing shit from a distance. so that nobody knows that it's you. That's what you want to be. That's goals. And I can't believe I just said goals because I hate goals. I mean, I hate that whole saying. It's so fucking basic. It's like warm vanilla sugar. I can't. I'm done with it. So that's fun. Fun stuff. You know? Should we do a little movie review while I have you? Let's do it. This is a weird tidbit about me. But since I was literally 12 years old, one of my favorite things to do is to go see a movie by myself. If I'm having a rough day, like emotionally or whatever it is, if I'm having like any form of anxiety or just in a weird place, my favorite thing to do, and I suggest everybody does this, I'm a proprietor of Alone Time, but something about going to see a movie by yourself, sitting in the theater, being isolated, being distracted is very, very calming. It is my favorite thing to do. A matinee or a nighttime film, it doesn't matter. I know people think it's weird, but it's oddly calming and very refreshing. It's like a reset button, and everyone should try it. Just once. You get your popcorn, you get a Diet Coke, I don't know, maybe some frozen Junior Mints, bring a snack from home. That shit's expensive at the theater. Anyways, I like a dark chocolate raisinette. Just saying. So when I was 12, there was this like weird little indie film, or indie theater, I should say, with like all geriatric senior citizens galore. And it was like half a mile from my childhood house. So I would just walk there by myself like a fucking weirdo on the weekends to see movies. I literally saw Garden State by myself in middle school, which I think makes me, a hipster by association. I'm indie, guys. I'm moving to fucking Los Feliz and getting some goddamn linen pants at a farmer's market and a hybrid Honda with a bumper sticker. Just saying. I saw Rough Night. And it was a rough night. I am so sick of these bad comedies. Rough Night was so terrible and such a waste of a cast. I am obsessed with Ilana Glazer from Broad City and Abby Jacobson. They are my girl crushes. I want to live inside of them. I want them to live inside of me. I want to be one flesh with them. I think they are beautiful and smart and funny and just amazing representation of our generation. Direct quote. Love them. Smart and funny. So she was in this movie and I was so fucking excited. Jillian Bell, who I also think is hilarious, was in this movie. It was so bad. It was awful. I almost left, and I never fucking do that because I am a cheap Jew. And I went to the theater that serves you alcohol. That's like $25 a ticket. So I sure as fuck wasn't going to leave. You know what I mean? Anyways, that was so bad. The House with Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler, so bad. So bad. Big Sick is great. Maudie is great. I don't know where I'm getting the authority to give like I'm fucking Roger Ebert, whatever the fuck his name is. Stupid. But you should go see those movies and don't see Rough Night because it's so bad. It's such a waste of money and it's so, so sad. Another side note. God, there's side notes on side notes today. I think I might have a stalker, which has been a life goal of mine for some time. I just would like to say that if you are stalking me, there's someone parked outside my house every time I come home. They're in a white Honda. Is it a white Honda? Yeah, it is a white Honda. It might be a white Jetta. One of the two, which probably means it's a 16-year-old Jewish girl in her first car. There's also like some stickers, I feel like. Every time I come home, I see this car parked on the side of the road and then it jets off. And not to be rude, but if it is a stalker, I'd prefer they didn't drive a Honda or a Jetta. Maybe like, I don't know, either a black Escalade with blacked out windows that's very Liam Neeson Taken, or like just something completely rugged and broke down like a 1978 Winnebago with sheets over the windows. You know? I can't imagine if I was going to be abducted, I would like an SUV. You know, just for some room. Some wiggle room. Oh, God. This is such a shit show. Everyone, we have Gloria Schimmel, a celebrity on the line. I want you to give your movie reviews for the past month. Like, what movies did you like? What movies did you dislike?
Okay, I saw the big steak and I thought it was charming, delightful, and I really sat and thoroughly enjoyed it. It was sweet, warm, and I do recommend it for people to go and see. You walk out, you're smiling, you have a good time. That's for the big steak.
Did you find the lead character sexually attractive?
Did I never thought of that. Oh, wow. Yeah, I thought that the Indian gentleman was very, I don't know about sexually, but very charming.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. And then what did you think about Maudie?
It made, it was, the acting is wonderful. She made me, she was great. He was great. So dark. Uh, Definitely a beautiful story, but and you feel it, but it hurts. And I'm not in the mood for that right now. And do I recommend it? I didn't love it. I sat there like feeling sad. It's okay sometimes to feel like that, but my mood now is not good for that.
Okay, you want something uplifting.
Absolutely.
So what's your favorite movie of the year?
I really haven't seen a lot. What?
50 Shades Darker?
Say that again.
Did you see the 50 Shades movie?
I never saw that. I'm staying away from that. I'm afraid you'll get a hold of me and ask me. I never saw that. That it, I just didn't see it.
Did you see any of them?
No, didn't read the book. Didn't see it. What's my problem, huh?
Looks like I know what I'm getting you for Hanukkah.
Oh my!
Oh, you're so pure.
Really?
Not really. Use a hoe. Yeah.
Is that what I really am? That's not nice. An old 86-year-old grandma a hose?
Not a hoe. Like, it's a good thing. It's a slang term. It means like you're hot and sexy.
Oh, that's good. I want to be that.
Gilfy. Gilfy. Would you like...
Get away. I mean, I never put that hat on. I didn't even know what it meant.
Well, now you do. Would you like to say anything to your fans?
I think it's so sweet what happened to me in Newport. And appreciate you even recognize me. And what else should I say? I did think you're all great. I had a wonderful time when I met you all at when I introduced Jackie at the bar. And what else can I say? Thank you very much.
God, you're such a lady. Okay, love you. Talk to you later.
Okay, my love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that was a treat. Movie reviews by Gloria. She doesn't like shit that's... Oh, sorry. That was my fucking phone. She doesn't like shit that's sad. She likes to be in a good mood. She likes a stiff glass of Cabernet, and she loves her fans. And yes, she was recognized on the streets of Newport, and her whole fucking life was made. So thank you for that. Everyone, go to thebitchbible.com. Give this podcast 5 stars. We've got some merch. So go to thebitchbible.com, click shop. There is a Gone Girl sweatshirt. It's all unisex for the most part too, which is great. So you can buy one for your husband or whatever, boyfriend, brother, father, whatever. And I will see you guys next Tuesday.